Yo, what is going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can unlock the Fallen Hope. Now, this is an ultimate rifle, which you can only get if you craft and get all of the materials for. Now, it's going to have a unique ability on it where it's going to poison enemies. Now, when the poison enemies are defeated, they will also trigger an explosion, and it's actually going to cause additional damage every time that you damage one of the poisoned enemies. Now, because a lot of people have Freyna unlocked, she's one of the earlier people that you can unlock. I do suggest going to get this weapon, as when you pair it with her, because she has the toxic damage on her abilities, you'll notice that this weapon is extremely useful. So in order to get this weapon, there's only one way. You do have to craft it in the Research Institute. So if you come here to the weapons section, you'll notice the Fallen Hope. It's usually all the way down at the bottom. Once we go over how to craft the weapon, I will show you guys some gameplay of how I was able to get some pretty crazy damage off, comboing that perk with Freyna's abilities. So now that it's claimed, you can use it whenever you want. Now keep in mind, you can actually craft additional versions of the weapon, and every time you do, it will get stronger and stronger so long as you infuse it with the new one. Now, in order to get the parts for the weapon, it's actually extremely easy. All you have to do is run these specific missions, which you can do on normal. Now, I noticed that each part has a 20% drop chance on the parts. So when you go and run these missions, since they only take about 5 minutes or so, you can get these parts in less than 2 hours and probably have this gun by the end of the day. All you have to do is go into the Research Institute, and each part, when you click on it, will tell you the exact mission that you need to complete in order to get the part. Just simply run that mission, and at the end of it, once it's over, it is a possible drop from the mission completion. So you just have to do this with all 3 parts. Like I said, it does take about maybe 20 to 30 minutes per part, but once you have them all, you can go and craft this weapon extremely easy. Now, when it comes down to the blueprint, we're going to scroll here. You can see the blueprint. You can only get it from this one mission here as well in the lower hatchery. You will have to just simply rerun this mission a few times. Now, when you're running on normal, it's extremely easy. Even if you haven't unlocked hard mode yet, I would highly suggest going and starting to craft this weapon, as you can get it extremely early on, and it's best when paired with Freyna. So now that we have gone over how it is you can exactly grab this weapon, I'm going to go over how you can level it up. Now, like I said, you can, every time you craft one of these weapons, it will become stronger and stronger. What you have to do, though, is come into the weapon level transmission, and each time you craft one of these Fallen Hope weapons, you can infuse it with the old one you had, and it will increase that poison perk every single time. Now, after the weapon's crafted, it will be level 1, so you do want to go and infuse it up to level 100. Now, you may remember this from the story, but you got 2 Thunder Cages in the story mode, and what happened is you leveled them both together, and what it did is it increases the ultimate weapon's perk. So each ultimate weapon has a special perk, and each time you infuse it with itself, that ultimate perk will become better and better. Now, besides the ultimate perk, though, there's the ordinary weapon perks, which you can then come in here and re-roll. As you can see, it's going to increase DPS. Now, what you want to try to do is get a roll of all gold abilities, as the gold is going to be a better stat overall. And you also can make sure that you get certain things like firearm ATK damage or critical hit speed. Now, I didn't want to waste too many materials, but I got it up to about 170k. And then also, there's some specific mods you can put on. Now, I'm just going to go on a brief overview of this weapon after pairing it with Freyna. Now, keep in mind, there's also some boss-specific loot, which will make this poison ability even stronger. You can only get this from the hard mode Swamp Walker. However, as you can see, it's going to offer you some considerable abilities. Once you get at least 4 of these and have the full set on, it will activate these additional perks, making this even stronger. Now, here's a quick look on the mods I'm running on Freyna. I'm going to show you guys some gameplay when you stack this all together. So I also have toxic damage output on the Fallen Hope, hoping to give more poison damage as well. So once you stack all these together, keep in mind it will become even stronger as you activate things like crystallization catalysts or even energy activators. This is only the base level of this build. What you can do is you can throw out the toxic residue from all of your abilities, and what it will do is it will begin to start a chain reaction if you're in an area with a lot of enemies in it. Now, because each enemy will get poisoned, you'll be able to do bonus damage with the weapon. And then on top of that, once the enemies are defeated, it will spread the toxin around to all the enemies that are around those enemies as well. So when doing those defensive missions or survival missions, this is when it will be most notably seen. Now, I also went and took it into a hard mode intercept boss fight and saw that it was doing pretty good damage to the boss when even soloing it. So I do believe this is a pretty good build. Like I said, it can get even stronger considering the fact that my Freyna doesn't have the crystallization catalyst, and neither does my weapon. I also don't have very many of the mods even leveled up yet due to the fact that you have to wait about 36 hours for each energy activator. They have a 3% drop chance. Also, I haven't really put any money into the game yet, so I don't just have a bunch of activators sitting around to immediately just slot into these. So for the average player that already has Freyna unlocked, because it's one of the first people that you can actually unlock this weapon probably today and have this all ready to go. So hopefully this does help you guys out. I wanted to give you a quick overview of this weapon. I know it's one of the harder ones to get, so maybe you don't even want to waste your time getting it after watching this. Totally up to you. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will catch you in the next one.